Hello guys, welcome back. If you have never tried chocolate chip cookies for some reason, I have just one question for you. Why? What exactly is stopping you? Anyway, you're in luck. I will be showing you how to make delicious cookies that require no special equipment. To take the cookies one step further, I used brown butter. I have a video of another brown butter recipe that I have linked somewhere in this video. Using straight up melted brown butter produces a greasier cookie, so let it solidify, but it should still be soft as you see here. Cream that for evenness before adding your sugars. I use regular sugar and muscovado, but really you should use brown. Cream that ever so slightly. It is not cake batter, so we are not really trying to incorporate air in it. I added 2 tablespoons of milk. Usually when you brown butter, it loses some of its moisture, so this is putting back what was lost. In goes 2 large eggs. Fully mixing one before adding the next. There is a part where I added some vanilla extract, or maybe I forgot. I have a combination of bread and all-purpose flour. So the different sugars and flours all have a role to play. I do not want to bore you with the explanation, so I have added a video link with the explanation in my description box if it is something you would be interested in. I added some salt and baking soda combined with my flours. Mix and fold in your chocolates. I use 3 types of chocolates because I am slightly extra. Chopped up chocolate bars melt better and give more chunk than regular chocolate chips, but I use that anyway. And some white chocolate too. I used about 300 grams in total. Fold that in until well distributed, folded, mix. You get what I mean. So here's the thing. You can actually bake this from this point on. Of course, you're going to scoop first. Of course. But I say wait because it will be worth it. I have a lined baking tray and I used a 1/4 cup as my scoop to get fairly even sized cookies. I do not worry about spacing here because I want to let it chill in the fridge for about 30 minutes first. Cover with plastic wrap, or better still, if you have a flat container with a lid, use that. To any of my classmates watching this, I am sorry for letting you guys down. I never used this much plastic wrap, and if it is any consolation, I felt guilty all through. It is still not time to bake. My cookie doughs have hardened a little bit and I can now transfer them to their final resting place. The tray was taking too much space in my fridge. In retrospect, I should have just done this from the get-go really. It did not make any sense that I wasted that much plastic wrap because the whole point is to portion them while they are still soft because it is easier to do so and then let them chill out in the fridge before finally baking. Anyway, moving on. I waited 48 hours before I break them. You know how microwaved Niger jollof rice bangs the next day because the flavors have intensified? That is what you want to happen here.
Ladies and gentlemen,
So it has been 2 days, finally. Get your lined tray and space your cookies because they are going to spread. Bake for about 12 to 15 minutes, in a 180-degree oven, middle rack. I don't know why, but whenever I make cookies or anything in batches, the first batch is always the ugliest. I was going to say it is the same with people, but then I remembered it is not applicable in my family. Let it cool for about 5 minutes in the tray because they are still fragile at this point. Finally, let it cool off on a wire rack. Rinse and repeat until you finish baking. Or actually, you could freeze them and you have ready homemade cookies in 15 minutes whenever you want it. You don't need to thaw it, just pop it in your oven and that's it. This batch definitely looks way better. I had 18 cookies in total. It was 17 before, but I wanted to have 6 for every baking round. So was it worth the wait? Definitely. These cookies are somewhere in between chewy and slightly crunchy. The white chocolate did not pop as much as I expected, but then to be fair, I only used 50 grams, so that may be a reason. You get the salt, the sweetness, the butter, and the chocolate, and they just go well together. Very few things beat this smell, and that of brown butter, of course. But then this has brown butter in it, so you can imagine how great it smelled. Do not stress if you cannot find bread flour. You will still get amazing cookies with regular all-purpose flour. If you cannot wait 48 hours, wait at least 2. Trust me, there is a considerable difference when you wait. Be patient, okay? So that's it from my end. You have no excuse to not make this because it is super easy as you see and the ingredients are very basic. See you next Saturday. How do you pronounce Saturday? Saturday.